That is from a show called The Will, Family Secrets Revealed on Investigation Discovery. Season 3 premieres this Thursday, October 18th. Joining me now are two daughters of the late country music superstar Tammy Wynette, Georgette Jones and Jackie Daly. They claim they were cheated out of her multi-million-dollar estate after her death in 1998. Georgette, why do you believe you were cut out of the will?
Well, our mother actually sat us down about 1.5 years before she passed away, all 6 of us children, the 4 of us girls, and our stepfather's 2 children, and went through great detail to explain to us what she wanted for us to have in the event that she passed away. And her whole intent in that conversation was saying that she wanted to avoid any type of controversy or concern on either part, either with our stepfather or with us, that we wanted to make sure that we knew what she wanted so that we would honor her wishes when she passed away. She was almost obsessed, in fact, with death and dying, and talked about it a lot that last 1.5 years. And
was this something she put down in writing for you guys? And what was, or just something that she told you? And what was it she said?
She gave us specific details, and there was some in writing. She told us she had just signed a brand new will. She said that there were 2 $1 million life insurance policies, one that would go directly to our stepfather if she passed away before he did, and then the other would go directly to the 4 of us girls to be divided in 4s for us. Then there was a list that she showed us that was actually a legal tablet that she had taken a lot of time because she was concerned about dividing things between the 4 of us children and all of the grandchildren. She wanted to make sure that everyone got something and got something equal. So she had a very long list that she had made out. And then she said Richie would inherit the house and the business until his passing. And then at that time, the 6 of us children, his 2 children.
Who is Richie? Richie is the stepfather?
Girls. Richie is my stepfather,
okay.
Yes. And at the time of his passing, then the 6 of us would all divide everything equally at that point.
And what ended up happening? What happened?
When Mom passed away, Richie did get his life insurance policy. The second life insurance policy went through the estate. Our stepfather, Richie, said that the reason why it did that was because Mom, for some reason, had it in her mind that us girls would be taxed somehow if it didn't go through the estate first, and that he was going to give us all a check for $5,000 at that time, and then he would eventually give us the rest of the $250,000 apiece that would come from that $1 million policy once the tax man had come and assessed everything, that they had paid everything for the estate. But that never happened. He really didn't have to do that because having it go through the estate, in fact, he was the executor over the will, so he didn't have to do anything really that he didn't want to do. The list, it specifically said in the will then that if there was a list found, please divide things accordingly. But if you don't find a list, then assume none exists. And of course, our stepfather said, he's like, honey, he said, I don't know where that list is. So we never even received baby books, clothes, any personal items, absolutely nothing of our mother's. We never got any of those things.
And Jackie, we haven't spoken to you yet. Was it even, my understanding is your mom had a very severe, very complicated medical situation, including chronic pain, multiple surgeries, and severe drug addiction. Did that further complicate this story?
Yes, but I think she, when she was taking the medication that she was being given, you could have put a coloring book in front of her and she would have signed it. I think that she was so, and I think it was, a lot of that was done on purpose for that reason because
Hold on a second, Jackie, I want to interrupt you. Do you mean he intoxicated her so he could manipulate her to sign things? Is that what you're alleging?
Yes, that's certainly my belief, because he knew how to work her, and he knew how to get whatever he wanted, at any particular time. And there was when we eventually were able to have an autopsy done 1 year after Mom died, there was nothing found. She had no terminal illness. There were no diseases. There were 2 toxicology reports that were done.
One of which
know more about that, George.
One of which showed that there was traces of Versed and Finnegan in her system, and that's the only thing they found. There was no evidence of blood clots.
To me, listen, the fact that she died at home.
She died at home.
Yeah,
on the couch.
giving somebody at home intravenous Versed is very similar to giving Michael Jackson propofol. I mean, that's outrageous that she was getting IV Versed. And, you know, that's something that requires, they give it a hospital in a very carefully monitored setting. So that tells you how severe the drug exposures were. Now,